Topping Topics with Kira and Marya. I'm your host, Marya.
And I'm your host, Kira. A big thank you to our viewers for once again tuning in.
So, Kira, what's the topic of discussion for today?
That's a great question. We have quite the controversial topic. We're going to be discussing the eyebrow-raising Proposition 121 on the Colorado ballot.
Well, that sounds riveting. Remind me again, is that the proposition about taxes in Colorado's upcoming poll?
It sure is. We need to know all the basics before we can make an informed vote this November 8th.
Being an informed voter is surely a big flex. Let's help our viewers up their political game and discuss exactly what this proposition is and why their vote matters.
I think that's a great idea. Why don't you start by reading the proposition as is?
Proposition 121 proposes amending the Colorado statutes to reduce the state income tax rate for individuals and corporations from 4.55% to 4.40% for tax year 2022 and future years.
So, what exactly does this mean? Well, the state's budget currently sits at $638 million, and Proposition 121 will reduce the amount of money returned to taxpayers, but not change the amount of money available for state operations. Why don't you tell the viewers what an income tax is?
In the most simplest terms, it's a tax on state residents who earn state-sourced income.
Exactly. So, in this case, all Colorado residents would be paying 3.3% less in state income tax, but the impact would vary by income. So, although larger corporations may not feel the effect of a higher income tax, those with a low income do.
I can surely see why this may raise some eyebrows, especially if you're a broke college student like myself. So, what would make a voter choose yes or no on this prop?
Well, there are a lot of different reasons someone might vote yes or no, and being broke is definitely one of them. Let's cover what a yes and no vote would mean in this case.
I can do the honor of reading the yes slide. A yes vote on Proposition 121 reduces the state income tax rate from 4.40% for tax year 2022 and future years.
I guess that means I'll take the blessing of reading the no slide. A no vote on Proposition 121 keeps the state income tax rate unchanged at 4.55%.
So, Kira, tell us, what do you think might compel somebody to vote yes on this proposition?
Well, according to the Blue Book, there are a number of arguments stating why someone might be for the proposition. Exhibit A. The state government currently collects more taxes than it spends, so many people believe that lowering the tax rate would have little effect on state spending. Families and businesses are better off keeping their money, and lowering the tax rate would lower the amount being taken by the state government. And the timing is right. Even with the tax decrease, Colorado state spending would not be affected. This is because much of the state income tax is not necessary for state spending.
I see.
Since we have the information up right here, why don't you go ahead and read the against arguments? That way I'm not the only one having fun and you don't feel left out.
I appreciate the generosity, and thank you for explaining that information very well. First off, most of the measure's benefits would go to a small population of very wealthy taxpayers, including large corporations. This means that the smaller corporations and lower income taxpayers benefit more from an unchanged tax rate. Secondly, in the event of a recession, lowering the income tax rate could impact the stability of the state budget, and the state government is better off maintaining a stable state budget with the help of a higher income tax rate. Wow, that certainly was quite the presentation from both sides.
Certainly. Now, without getting too political, let's talk about who the proposition is really going to affect here.
Well, based again off the Blue Book, a good majority of the taxes taken will go into the general fund. And for those who are like me and have no idea what the general fund is, allow me to explain. It is the main source of state revenue available to be allocated by the state legislature to pay for general government operations, such as education, human services, and corrections.
You said a good majority of the tax would go to the general fund, but where would the other percentage be going?
Based off the Blue Book, revenue that the state collects over the limit must be returned to taxpayers based on the Taxpayers' Bill of Rights Amendment.
Well, I don't know about you, but money coming back doesn't sound half bad.
Hey now, Kira, we don't want to be too biased.
My bad. That was a lot of information for our viewers to take in. How about we take a break and cover some possible questions or misconceptions?
Question number 1. What is the state's current income tax?
Well, Marya, the state's current income tax sits at 4.55%, which, although sounds high, Colorado has one of the lowest fixed income rates in the United States.
Well, I'll be damned. I had no idea.
Well, I'm glad I could help connect some dots. In terms of money, how much less would I be paying?
You see, all taxpayers would pay 3.3% less, but since income varies from household to household, there is no exact number. On average, though, taxpayers would be paying approximately $93 less in state income tax if the prop were to pass.
Interesting. Well, Marya, I think we've done a great job once again and enlightening our viewers so that they too can be an informed voter this November 8th.
Thank you all for tuning in, and we hope you learned just as much as we did.
Now share this info with your friends, your family, your coworkers, and anyone you want to help become an informed voter.
Remember, it's cool to be an informed voter. Tune in next week when we discuss if peanut butter really does belong on a PB&J.